Welcome back. Finally, this next young man is a scholar and a huge inspiration to the Seaford community and beyond. Richard LaMontagne is one of 1,000 Gates Millennium Scholars for the class of 2015. Now, he joins us this morning to talk about this huge honor and what it means for his future. Good morning, sir, and welcome.
Good morning.
So, one out of how many applied? First of all, tell us about the scholarship and the process and how you decided to go for it.
This year there was actually 57,000 applicants, and the Gates Millennium Scholarship, as you said, they select 1,000 final Gates Millennium Scholarship recipients. The process included 8 essays. You have to list all of your activities, your extracurricular activities, work experience if you have any. At that point, in order to be eligible to apply in the first place, you have to have a 3.3 GPA, and it is only open to people of ethnicities such as African American, Asian, Pacific, or if you're American Indian. So if you fall under any of those categories, then it's fair game for you to apply.
Okay, so had you done the research and decided, or did someone, one of your teachers or counselors say, hey, I think you would be great for this, or how'd you even hear about it?
Well, I knew one thing for sure coming into my senior year. I did not want to pay for college.
Okay.
So knowing that, I was constantly on the internet researching different scholarships and different scholarships that were open to people of African American or Black descent. And I stumbled onto the United Negro College Fund website. And they have a lot of scholarships that are open to people of Black descent. So I stumbled onto the Gates Millennium Scholarship. And I thought that I would be great for what they said they wanted for a Gates Millennium Scholar to be. They would like them to be a leader in their community, strong as far as academics are concerned, and I believe that I possess those qualities. So I went ahead and applied.
Yeah. And so when did you apply? Like what's the time frame from when you, 8 essays later, you had to have a recommendation of a couple of different things?
Yes.
From professors or counselors, all of that. What's the time frame from when you said, okay, here's my application, until you find out, hey, I won?
Right. So first thing you do is make an account on the United Negro College Fund website. Through the Gates Millennium Scholarship, they'll connect you. And at that point, you have to identify 2 very important people who are substantial to your application. The first person is going to be your recommender, and that recommender is someone that you find that speaks on your behalf as far as your skills, as far as academics are concerned, your grades, your academic performance, things like that.
Right.
Pretty much they're saying you're strong in the classroom, you're smart. The next person is going to be, I said the recommender, the next person is going to be your nominator. And that nominator is the person who speaks on your behalf as far as extracurricular activities goes, activities outside of school, such as community service, things like that.
Okay.
And after that, once you've identified those 2 people, you can begin on the actual application process, which includes 8 essays on various topics. They try to find out as much as they can about you on these 8 essays, I can tell you that. You have to put a lot of time and thinking into these essays, definitely, because they really would like to understand who you are as a person if they're going to give you that much money, as you can imagine. So as far as my essays go, I put a lot of time and thinking into it. I asked from advice from my parents on it, and I spoke to a couple of teachers about it. And after I ripped up the 8 essays, I actually had one of my teachers review it to make sure that everything was correct grammatically and everything. And I sent it off.
Okay, and so how'd you find out? Did they call you, email you, Facebook you, text you, what?
Well, the Gates Millennium Scholarship, the way they operate, you submit your application, and 2 months later, longest 2 months of my life.
Your life. Yeah.
Yes, they tell you if you're a finalist.
Okay.
So the Gates Millennium finalists, at that point, your application is already scored. You submit at that point your transcript, your FAFSA, you tell them your financial information, all of that, for them to deem whether you're financially eligible for the scholarship. And at that point, a month later, longest month of my life, once I found out I was a finalist, they will let you know via mail whether or not you are a recipient of the Gates Millennium Scholarship.
How nervous were you when you opened the letter?
Oh, I saw the big packet.
Okay,
and
that's
I'm
always
thinking,
a good sign.
Yeah, I was like, all right, this could either be really good or really bad, one of the two. So I opened the packet, I found out that I was a recipient of the award, and I was just very thankful. You know, one of 999 other students of this country who are the best of the best, you know, really, because they award this award to people who are the top-notch students of their schools. So I feel very honored to be a part of that.
Now, this is a pretty big deal for Seaford High School, for the Seaford community, for the Shore, for Delmarva. Does that feel overwhelming, or have you always just pretty much felt like you could carry the load of the community if you needed to?
Well, Seaford has great students. You know, it's just a matter of those students putting forth their potential to make our community greater than it was. I just happened to be one of those students who used my potential to my max ability, you understand? As far as I'm concerned, I was the first student to actually be a recipient of the Gates Millennium Scholarship of Seaford. So hopefully we can keep that ball rolling, you know?
Yes, I do hope so. Now, what are your plans? First of all, the scholarship pretty much, it goes graduate, undergraduate, and graduate. Is that correct?
Yes, they cover all of your undergraduate need-based funds, and as far as graduate school is concerned, they'll pay for up to $20,000 of it for the following areas, including public health, mathematics, any engineering field, public health. Did I say public health? Public health, and education. Okay. So what I'll do is I will be attending the U.S. Coast Guard Academy in New London, Connecticut. First, I have to go to 1 year of prep school at the Marion Military Institute. And after I complete my graduation at the academy, I will move forward to graduate school and use the Gates Millennium Scholarship.
How did you decide that had you always wanted to go to the Coast Guard Academy, or how did you make that decision?
Well, I happened to stumble upon it at a college fair at Sussex Tech back in November. I came prepared with my transcript and a resume of everything that I do. I met with one of the admissions representatives from the academy, and he was very impressed, and he sent me to the Coast Guard Academy for a visit through a program called Genesis Invitational in order to increase interest to the academy for people of diversity, in order to increase diversity at the academy. I liked it, and I thought it was a fit for me, and I could see myself there. So at that point, I started on the application process. Okay. I actually gave a tour at my high school to someone who was the sister of a commander in the Coast Guard. Oh, small world. She happened to ask me one day when I gave her a tour of our school. She said, "What do you want to be when you graduate? Where do you want to go?" I informed her that I would like to go to the Coast Guard Academy. She said, oh, my sister is a commander in the Coast Guard. How about that? And she said, how about I give her your number and we'll see if she can get you a recommendation letter. So I talked to her, and she ended up giving me the recommendation letter. In addition to that, what also helped my file was I was also the VFW Cadet of the Year for the state of Delaware. Okay. So those two things, I'm sure, helped my application quite a bit. And then I found out the status of my application early in April. I found out that. And
here you are. Now, when do you leave? Going into graduation is when?
Graduation is going to be June 5th, and after June 5th, I leave on July 20th for my prep school at the Marion Military Institute in Alabama.
All right. Well, we are delighted that we could have a moment of your time to say congratulations and job well done. So thank you for sharing, and thank you for paving the way. I know now we'll have more and more from Seaford High School.
I sure hope so.
Getting this. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, thank you for watching Good Things Delmarva. Remember, you can catch us here every Sunday morning. If you have good things to share, email me at Lanita_Wesson@WMDT.com. Have a beautiful and purpose-filled day, and we'll see you next week.